course.
So here's the.
I love that. Just go to the next.
Intimidating. Brie Larson.
So here's the interview that everybody keeps talking about, and apparently it shows a little bit of evidence and proof that the Avengers cast don't really get along very well with Brie Larson. Especially when this one you can see that both Cheadle and Chris both try to compliment her, and she comes back with snipey little comments, and that could be playful banter, but the looks and stuff they give her and the eye rolls, you don't really get the, oh, we're best friends, we're just kidding each other aspects. And with her, with most people who come in contact with her not really liking her very much, except for the people within the media, you kind of gonna believe them a little. Because with this, everybody knows that unless you're the producer of the movie, you're not gonna be doing your own stunts all the time. And she says how she does her own stunts when, yeah, she has a stunt double in both films. Both the movies she's been in, she has a stunt double, and that's disrespectful to the woman who risks her life. Because Tom Cruise, with the Mission Impossible films, he is the executive producer, so obviously he can do whatever the hell he wants. Jackie Chan, he's either the producer or the director, or he can do whatever the hell he wants. But most movie studios, if you're the face, you're the person that they're putting billions of dollars behind, they don't want you risking your life doing something that they could either have a computer do or some no-name they can replace.
Intimidating at first, mostly because this is where it all began for me. It was on this film. We filmed this before Captain Marvel. So I was figuring out this character, but very much in the dark. There was no script to read. There wasn't even, it wasn't all fleshed out.
That's another thing. You gotta wonder how these movies come out, the wellness that they use. There is real props to the Russo brothers, even though I don't really like the films, that nobody on the set gets a film because they're so deathly afraid of spoilers, but in reality, announcing that the quote-unquote dead characters are all going to be having sequels that take place after these ones spoils the movie more than the entire script leaking out would. Showing toys and shirts and posters and stuff of characters changing months in advance spoils it worse than the script leaking out. Showing Spider-Man Far From Home trailer shortly after Infinity War spoils it worse than giving the script to Tom Holland and letting him go on Jimmy Kimmel and saying, hey, here's the script, let me tell you what happened. Because, put two and two together. So, it is shocking to me how these films, to me they're like C's, but they're not like flat out garbage because there's no script. So you can see Suicide Squad, you could tell there was no script during that movie. Well, of course, that could just be the editing problem, because I think there was a script for that one. But there have been movies that you could tell the script isn't there. It's like, I personally like Jurassic Park 3, but that's probably just because of nostalgia purposes. But there was no script during that movie. They were writing it as they went. So, to me, it is completely in awe of how well these Russo films do. At least the Civil War, Infinity Part 1 and 2 have done, because there's no script for these movies. Obviously they make them, I don't think they're making them on the fly like they did like Jurassic Park 3 or Suicide Squad and that kind of stuff, or Fant 4-Stick, but they don't give everybody the script. So how do you know what you're going to react? It's like Holland. He doesn't know who he's talking to until he gets there. He doesn't know how to react to things, because it shows you, if you ever see a movie script that shows like a crying Spider-Man says, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good, and falls into his arms, tearing up, barely being able to breathe. His script says, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. So it's miraculous to me how well these movies actually do with them not trusting the actors. I mean, to me, I would rather I trust the actors a lot more than the studios who just Feige, Entertainment Weekly, IGN, Nerdist, Bob Iger himself have all spoiled this movie and the franchise worse than the scripts leaking out would have. Because if you can put two and two together, you've already guessed what's going to happen. Like I said in the spoiler thing that I saw, the quote-unquote spoiler clips that were leaked online. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, and you can't put two and two together. But if you can, nothing in those clips is a spoiler, because interviews of Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, if you watch this kind of stuff like you're doing this now, obviously you've had this stuff spoiled for you. So let's just get back to the interview. That's just how great of directors those two guys are, because there's no script for the actors.
Yeah, with the Captain Marvel solo film either. So it was just kind of finding our way, but it was a good group of people to figure it out with, right, guys?
Yeah.
Isn't it fun being there for all my extra takes?
Trained you up for the apprenticeship.
I don't feel like I actually learned it.
And I guess everybody's making a little big of a deal of Cheadle being pulling away when she's hitting him, but either he doesn't like being touched, or he just finds it he either finds it annoying, or he could be like Howie Mandel and like being touched.
Don, what was it like when somebody new comes in? Is there like initiation? Is there are you accepting? You're like,
No. There was definitely a hazing period.
I think I'm still in it.
She's still in it.
Yeah.
And it's good because we actually...
And that's where I think some of the backlash could be from, if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but all the reports and everything of the actors not liking her, not wanting to be along with her, not wanting to be on her press junket. You can kind of see both ways going. It all depends on how you look at it. It's like, as in Star Wars, a certain point of view.
We get to kind of play with that. We do anyway, for sure, in the scene itself when she kind of shows up. So it was nice, but she kind of fit right in. She paid her dues on time. The initiation dues were paid properly. And
So waiting for my membership card that hasn't been received.
$25. Yeah, that'll come. The card comes. It'll come.
and then you're.
Membership card. There's no membership card. As Iron Man said in Infinity War, the Avengers are no more, when he was talking to Hulk. But then, 20 minutes later, he tells Spider-Man, you're an Avenger now. So you can't really tell those, but
You're in your card, you tell your dues, and everything is in.
Exactly.
Chris, we did a thing with your body double / stand-in, and he sent a little message that is, in a sense, a message. It says a challenge.
I want to see him hold a handstand for. Let's be generous. I want to see Chris hold a handstand for 5 seconds.
What? I can't even do it. Why would Bobby set me up like that? I'm against a wall or what?
I don't know. Bobby just said
specifically.
he was like, I want to see Chris do that.
Well, we heard we're tight on space in here, you said.
Yeah.
He can walk in his hands for like 50 meters. So
What?
He's
Wow.
proper, whatever you call that skill.
Stunt.
Handstandy man.
Circusy.
Circusy.
Yeah.
But what is that relationship like? Because you now are coming out with doing the whole thing.
Yeah, it's great because he just gets injured and I don't. He does all the hard stuff and makes me look cool, and then. But now I've told you, it doesn't make me look cool, does it? Because you know that I don't actually do it.
So you don't do.
I
See,
do
this
all my
is the thing.
stunts.
I did my stunts because I thought that's what everyone did. And
Could we
then,
get Tom Cruise over here?
no, I'll be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Well, he does his own stunts, No, I do. We all do.
And there was the part everybody's focusing on. And yeah, it does kind of come off as a bit of annoying if you don't want to use the word cringy, because she has that whole sarcastic attitude attached to her, and she could be on the defensive because hey, she's had all these interviews going wrong ever since not Winter in Time, A Wrinkle in Time. And so she could just have this attitude patched to her, but someone really should have sat her down and said, you kind of did this to yourself, here's what you did wrong, here's what to avoid in the future. It's like what they did with Evans and Renner after they made fun of the fact that they're kind of just shipping Black Widow with everybody. First, and Joss Whedon was shipping her with Hawkeye. And then in Winter Soldier, they put a little necklace around her neck that showed an arrow to show that, Hawkeye was with her, blah, 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 blah. But then in that same movie, they were doing trying to write a romantic subplot with her and Captain America. And then the next one, they did Hulk. And those guys were making fun of that fact, not saying anything about Scarlet Witch, but not saying anything about Johansson, but about the character, and they had to go to like HR. So they really should sit her down and do the same thing, because hey, if she's gonna be a new Torch, you gotta do what you did to the old Torches.
Stunts.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that are like, you might die, so I'm like, you can do that one.
Yeah.
So you just send them
Very
out.
generous.
I thought about that.
Yeah.
In many ways, this is an ending for others, for some, and it's a beginning for others, like Brie.
And to be compared to Tom Cruise, as I said, him or Jackie Chan, those guys have done their own stunts their entire careers. It is amazing what some of those guys have done. It's like the Mission Impossible films. Even if you don't like action movies, just watching the stunts being done and knowing that's a real person doing that kind of stuff in like 4K resolution on a TV is just amazing to watch.
Hey, new kid, this is a start. But for others, clearly this is the end game. How emotional is that saying goodbye to this family, this group?
What I really liked seeing was on the day that when we did that big photograph and everybody got together and everybody had a book and everybody was going around like it was the last day of high school. Okay, could you sign my book? Could you sign my book? And new people were meeting each other. And that's the other thing about this. There's so many characters, and we're all coming in for this last sort of moment that there's all these new relationships being built, and kind of get to come back and meet each other again, see each other again. There's a real, I think, affection among the cast members, except for
No, this is terrible.
Is it like getting into the Hall of Fame in sport?
And right there, Cheadle might have been playing it like a joke, but he could have been honest, except for her.
It's like becoming an Avenger. Like you won. You're like, this is the thing. Once you get in there, is this like you've reached the pinnacle of the club?
I mean, at this point, you start to feel, wow, this is the realization of how incredible this opportunity is and what we're a part of, how amazing it is. I mean, the first film, for me anyway, was like, I thought I was going to be fired most days. Was anyone going to turn up and see it? Was it going to be ridiculous or whatever? And so, but yeah, I think there's definitely for all of us now a sense of certainly pride and just complete appreciation for what we're a part of.
Expectations, or they're saying this movie could hit $2 billion easy. What is that like when you talk about a movie in this day and age that could hit $2 billion? Do you fathom that? Do you ever think that?
No. I mean, it's something that really clearly shows you the worldwide appeal for a story like this, and that we were talking about it before. We were saying just when we thought there was nothing else that could come out of it, there's new characters and there's new ways to tell the stories and new ways that these characters can interact and develop. So it can go on, and like you said, there's been a sort of a passing of the torch, and Brie just has to not screw it up.
Any pressure with that, Brie? No, being the new
I
kid?
felt okay until he said it like that.
And she should. I mean, her real test will be her movie after this, because, as a lot of people stated, they only went and saw it because they wanted to tie themselves over until Endgame. And then a lot of people have stated on the line it's going to be the last Marvel movie they see. They're not going to bother watching them anymore. And I'd honestly buy it when I see it. It's like, I don't think Spider-Boy 2 is going to do horrible. But then again, you never know if a lot of people might have a really bad reaction to the predictability of this next one.
And then now I feel a little scared. But that is fine. It's really fine. No, thanks for jumping on me.
You're
Quite
fine.
successfully stolen the torch.
Is there any competition between the different sects, the different groups?
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest, so it's just kind of like a different...
Oh, yes, you let her think that, but... Yeah.
It's not. As
You
I've
are.
said before, it's not. It's just a fact. It's not a personal opinion.
No,
And it's
no.
not a reflection on what...
And I think this is honestly from Kevin Feige telling her that, hey, you know, you're a Mary Sue, you'll be able to do anything, you know, no training, everybody's gonna love your character, and, you know, you'll be the winner, and this is the heavy spoiler. I'm quoting because you can't see me, obviously, because it's audio, but might want to jump ahead, like, I don't know, minute. Okay, you had your chance. In the clip, she destroys Thanos' ship, and he could have been on it. I don't know. But to get back to that, so, you know, she's looking at it through that point of view and through that lenses. So in reality, she is the strongest character. An overpowered character is the strongest character.
But it is also kind of a reflection on all the
It's just that you're just not that strong. But she's really smart, and, you know, but should we have a fight?
And she can eat bacon.
I feel like we're fighting right now. I think it's been an all-day thing.
Covering.
And she eats bacon. Is that
like nobody's business.
A lot.
3 pigs on the way down.
That's
She
like
ate 3 whole pigs
One
on the
was
way
mine.
that's
down.
the secret to everything.
Just an escalator on the way down.
Yeah.
I did come down the
Bacon
escalator with a
dispenser.
plate of bacon. So.
Aren't you
She
coming
shared
out
it.
with a whole line of bacon dispensers?
Bacon dispensers.
Marvelous bacon.
Brie, are you still riding high from the numbers from the movie from Captain Marvel? Is it still like yes? Was there any nerves going into that?
I felt nervous like the day before it came out. I didn't feel nervous before, but then suddenly it was like, oh no, what did I do? And everyone was like, it's too late for you to be stressed out about this. Like, it's kind of done already. But I think for me, what I'm proud of is that it's normalizing something that should have been normalized a long time ago. It's not a crazy concept to me that women can lead giant franchises and make...
And you got this crap, I mean, Resident Evil, Hunger
It's
Games,
like, we can do that too.
Terminator. You don't need to hear this garbage from
So
her,
I think
because
to be able
anybody
to
with a
bring
brain
that
and
in
has
a
watched
way
movies knows women have led
still down
franchises.
the
This is
help
just
of
garbage, garbage,
Marvel
garbage.
legacy that
Oh, let's not forget
they've
Aliens.
done
Now Wonder Woman
So I'm just kind
with
of
her own movie
continuing
before
the
this
story.
garbage came out, and, you
What did you
know,
take from Saturday?
garbage, blah.
Last day, what did you take? What did you take?
Physically take?
Physically take? I mean, what did you
I didn't physically take anything from this last set. I should have. Yeah.
Why didn't you just...
What'd you take?
Because there was so much stuff
Oh,
that
you
had
can't
been
say.
accumulated in
I
my
know
trailer
what
of
it
my
is.
own stuff that I had to take.
I'm not gonna say it right
What
now.
did you take? You stole something?
No.
You finally did it?
Are you
got
kidding
smart?
me? I was like
Stormbreaker.
brand new to this.
Stormbreaker.
You did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You did.
I love he's just owning it. Yeah, I did.
Where are you, Kevin Feige? Come get it.
Yeah, come get it.
You'd have to fight
Yeah,
through it.
I could see them giving him one of the props, one of the, not the hero one, obviously,
Are you kidding me?
but
It was
like
my
the
first day at
flexible
school.
ones.
Like, I wasn't gonna mess it up. I was just trying to like be polite and figure my stuff out and like not have a
You stole
panic
our
attack.
hearts.
Oh.
Oh, Chris, that's really nice. I'm still stronger than you though.
You're not, though.
Yeah, she ruined it with that one. So, yeah. Needed to make a video and figured I'd talk about this. It's a topic everybody's talking about. Comment down below and have a good one, and hi, disliker.